Good evening, friends. Hello, YouTube friends. I'm just looking at the dog. I think he's in the bathroom. He shouldn't be in there. Anyway, welcome back to my channel. This is another video for, in this moment, daily meditation book. And, this is video number 27 for January 27th. Yes, I know it should have been done earlier today, but I got tired. But anyway, so for in this moment, I accept my relationships. It took me years to admit to being codependent. Oh yeah. I blamed others when relationships failed. Give me a second. I was okay. They were selfish. I expected them to be perfect. If they had defects, I thought I could change them. Oh yes, I definitely thought I could change my ex-husband. In CoDA, I learned that I can only change myself. I accept that no one is perfect. Today, I love and accept others. I work on being honest in my relationships. Promise 7 is possible. I am capable of developing and maintaining healthy relationships. Okay. I have a little something down here that I wrote about my hubby. So for January 27th, 2020, Monday. Here, I'll show you. Probably at the bottom. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it or not. Still talking to my hubby. He hasn't changed. He still accuses me of cheating on him. Shaking my head. Why did I... why do I even try? Yeah, for years he accused me of cheating on him. Right up until the very last moment that I left him, he accused me of cheating, even though he was doing all the cheating. For the whole 18 entire years that we were actually together, we were, we actually lived together for roughly 18 years, or a couple months short of 18 years, and, and then he, of course he denied it, but he actually, I don't know if it was stalking. Maybe at the beginning it was stalking. Maybe towards the end it was stalking. But somewhere he did say he wasn't stalking me. But now that I'm out of that relationship, I do believe some parts of it that he was stalking me. He would come visit me and show up on my doorstep unannounced, unexpected. He'd tell me he'd show up, then he wouldn't show up. There were moments where he would, I said in another video, the girls and I were in Moose Jaw there for a while. We lived in Moose Jaw for about 7 months. From October 2013 to roughly March of 2014, we lived in Regina. I was going to school over there. And one night, my phone, I had one of those old BlackBerry phones at the time, and you know those Blackberries. This was an old phone from way back 2012, I think how old that phone was. And I knew nothing about Blackberries, and he said it wasn't answering my phone or something. He said he was texting me, he said he was calling me, said it wasn't answering. Of course I was trying to deal with my own, I was dealing with the depression of him leaving. And so I was in a very low spot of my life at the time. He had hurt me so bad. And there were times where try and take him back, or I wouldn't take him back, but he'd just show up. And I think this is the reason why this video is late, because I was trying to think of this. So, hold on a second. There was a little thing in here. Give me a second, let me look at this. Okay, in CoDA, I learned that I can only change myself. I accept that no one is perfect. You can't make it. I learned way back then. You can't make a person change. I grew up believing that you could change a person. Yeah, my mom said that she was trying to stop me from how do you say, getting into a relationship with this guy. But I never saw it. She was trying to talk me out of it, but she couldn't. I was, how do you say, that pig-headed, that stubborn. Some old woman, she's no longer living. She passed away a few years ago, about 5-10 years ago or so. And I had been visiting with this old woman while my hubby was fixing cars, whatever he was doing. And I was talking to this woman about my hubby's behavior. And that was like before my eyes. Like before, like I was very naive and very, how do you say, eyes wide shut. I was, how do you say, just moving through life. Like I was just existing. I wasn't actually living life. I was just like sailing through life. A lot of the years that I was going through living with my ex-hubby, a lot of the stuff I don't remember. Some of the stuff I do remember. I mean, I remember the important things, like my girls being born and stuff like that, but a lot of the abuse I don't remember. And finally, like I said, I was talking to this woman, and I was talking to her. She goes, do you buy, my hubby was a heavy drinker. And she goes, do you buy him beer? Like we were talking about grocery shopping and whatnot. And I told her, I said, I try not to, I told her. She goes, well, do you give him money for beer or alcohol? And I said, well, in a sense, yeah. She goes, well, you're enabling his behavior. And like that didn't sink through my skull. I had to like not walk out on her, but I had to finish our conversation. We finished our conversation, and he had my truck. We had 2 different vehicles down on the reserve, and he was drinking around with his so-called drinking buddies, and of course I was alone in the other vehicle. I had the girls with me, and he come up. I was just leaving the gas station wherever I was. I was putting gas in the van. We were getting ready to go home, come home to the city, and he come up to me, and he come up to me and asked me, I can't remember, I think it was $40. He asked me for $40. He wanted to buy beer. And after this conversation I had with this old lady, I told him no. I told him, I said, I'm not enabling your behavior. And like I never heard that term before, that word enabling, I never heard that before. That was another thing my mother never taught me, was enabling behavior. Or the definition of it was whatever it was. And I'd never heard that before. And that was where my eyes, that's where I woke up. And that old lady, she said, she even told me, she said, if he doesn't want to change, she said, he'll never change, she said. She said, you can't make him change, she said. And after that conversation, like I said, my hubby asked me for $40, and I wouldn't give him $40. I think I had like $40 or $80 or something. He had just finished working on a vehicle, and he had just given me like $80 or whatever, and I only had like maybe $50 in my pocket left. I was going to use it for groceries when he got home. And he come up to me and he said, give me $40. He goes, I want to go drink. And I told him no. I said, I'm not, no. And he goes, why? He goes, I just gave you a bunch of money. He used money against me all the time. And I just paid you a bunch of money. He said, I just gave you a bunch of money. He goes, give me half of it. I want to go drink. And I told him no. I told him, I said, I'm not enabling your behavior. And so he got mad. He drove away. Of course, he had my truck. I had an 82 Ford half-ton. I had mentioned it, another vehicle. And he got mad. He drove off. There was nothing I can do. There was nothing I could do. He already had the van. I couldn't stop him from drinking and driving. That was the one thing. That was the one thing he used to do all the time, do to me all the time. He used to take our vehicles, my vehicles. They were registered in my name. And he used to tell me he could do what he wanted. And so he had my half-ton truck, so I didn't know how to really drive. I was scared to drive my truck at the time. And he took my truck and he booked off. And I forget where I went, but I think I may have went back to his dad's place, because that's where we are staying at the moment. But he got mad at me because I wouldn't give money to go drink. And this was so long ago, I forget most of the details. But he got mad at me. He goes, he drove off. And about an hour later, he came back, goes, let's go home. He goes, you want to let me drink? He goes, let's go home. Let's go take the girls home. So we did. We jumped in both vehicles and we went home. And when we got home, he really laid into me. He really got mad at me over things. And he really got mad at me over everything. It didn't matter what it was. He picked a fight. He did what he could. But growing up, I actually believed that I could change this man. I couldn't. I tried. My hair is longer. I tried so hard. It literally destroyed me trying to fix him, and I couldn't do it. I tried everything. How do I say? I gave up everything for him. I gave up. Like I said, I had 3 girls. I gave up my independence. I had a job before I met him. I gave up my job. I gave up my independence. I gave up my body so I can have those 3 girls. I mean, I love my girls. I love them with all my heart. But really, my main priority growing up was I never wanted to have kids. I never wanted kids because I was afraid. I even told the girls that. I was afraid to pass down my, how do you say, my experiences that I had gone through. I was afraid to, how do you say, I can't think, subject them to the same trauma. That's what I'm trying to say. To the same childhood trauma that I experienced. And unfortunately, living with this man, my girls have suffered in more than many ways. So yeah, if you're in a relationship like that and you're watching this video and you're living within a controlling man or a controlling woman, and you're thinking or believing that you can change this person, unless they want to change for you, or if they want to change for themselves and they try and change, they will never change. They can't change. They have to have the desire to change, and if they don't want to change, they never will. Yeah, I endured a lot from this man. He pushed me to the edge of the mountain and actually forced me to want to unalive myself. I don't feel that way now. I've been away from him for last, let's say, 5 years. I don't feel that way now. I live for each day, even though how do you say, I got nothing to live for. Like I don't have a job. My girls are the only reason why I stick around. Wasn't for my girls, I don't think I'd be here. But I live for my girls. That's what I'm trying to say. But I have no job. I have. That's the only thing. That's the reason why I created this video, is because I don't have a job. And I would love to try and get my channel monetized. I know it'll take some time. But like I said, I have nothing else to live for except for my girls. I'm here on this earth just for my girls, to help them make sure they have a good start on life before I leave this world. So, if you're living in a relationship like that, I suggest you to find every which way possible to escape that place where you're at. And I do know it takes time, takes patience, takes money, it takes people to help you move. If you have a brother or a sister that is sweet enough that you're close to, or your mom and dad, if you have your parents, tell them what's going on. I didn't have any of that. I mean, I used to tell my mom everything, but she didn't help. She didn't give a shit. And of course, I'd send out another video. My mother made sure that she divided me from my siblings, so I didn't have the support from my siblings either. Look at that. I wrote my sister a letter here. It'll be today is January 27th. This is 7:32 p.m. I should have got this video up last night, and I got too tired. And I have not spoken to my siblings like in years. Like my oldest daughter, she'll be, can you believe she'll be 28 this year? Holy, shake my head. But I have not spoken to my siblings, let's say, for as long as my girls. Since my girls were babies, let's say. So 27, 25, 28 years? All because of my mother. And my mother wasn't, she might have been there like to listen to me cry or be upset, or but she was really, she may have been there to listen to me cry, but she was never there to help me, support me, to try. And she would tell me, yeah, get out of there, you got to get out of there, you got to leave. But where was she, like physically, in a physical sense? I see it on movies, I see it on YouTube, where family actually gets involved. They help you pack up your house, they help you pack up your belongings, your kids, whatever, and they help you move across country. My family would never do that. When I left my ex-husband, whatever I did, I had to sell a lot of our belongings, try to save that money so we could leave. His family, his brother was watching me on Facebook, because I was on Facebook a lot a few years ago, and his brother was keeping an eye on me for him, for the husband, and whatever I was doing, selling stuff, selling our cars just to be able to make money to escape him. His brother told him we were running away, and that's what made my husband come back. And my husband ended up following us up to Hinton. So, whatever you do, if you're escaping, stay off the internet. Don't post anything. I mentioned this in another video. Do not say that you're running away. Do it quietly. And if you don't have any family that is willing to help you to escape, do the same thing. Don't say anything on the internet. Stay quiet. Do everything like offline. Because I found out later, how do you say, flying monkeys? His whole entire family was flying monkeys. So there was no, my ex-husband had me watched from the time he left in April 2012 to the time that I escaped him in November of, no, let's say March of 2019, because I quit talking to him in March of 2019 during the pandemic, and then he passed away in October 2019. So yeah, it's been 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So yeah, it's been 6 years since I haven't spoken to that old man. It's taken me this long to get to the place where I'm at, like mentally. Like I'm in a good place mentally. Sometimes I get depressed, but I think it's only because I'm used to having a job and there's no work out there. But other than that, making these videos for YouTube, even though I'm a little late, I enjoy what I'm doing. I hope my videos, if you happen to see this and you're going through your own crisis, I hope you're doing okay. I know it's hard. I know it's tough to get out of those types of relationships, but I wish you lots of luck. And so I struggled for years to get out of my relationship. He walked out on me in 2012, and he, between 2012, April 2012, since the first moment that he walked out till March of 2019, I actually had to cut him off because he would not leave me alone. He would call me up every single day. From the time, just one of the kitties are on the table over there. From December 19 through 2019, throughout the whole pandemic till March of 2021, he would call me, he would text me, he couldn't email me because he didn't know my email. He would send me messages through Facebook Messenger. He would FaceTime me. He would send me messages. I blocked him through Facebook because I wanted to see what else he would do. And it didn't help either when I would try and contact him through these two apps either, so I wasn't any better. He would I couldn't FaceTime him through Facebook because he would be really belligerent and really abusive. He would I don't even want to get into it, but he was really abusive through Facebook Messenger, so I had to block him through that. Then on top of that, he would message me through Instagram. I had to block him through Instagram too, so I literally had to stay offline. I couldn't. I had to change my phone number. My phone number is different from what it was 5 years ago, 6 years ago. He wouldn't leave me alone. He would text me. He would call me. Wouldn't leave me alone. I finally couldn't afford to pay for my phone bill because I had one of those phones where I was putting minutes on it, and we weren't getting no money from social assistance, and so I couldn't afford to put minutes on my phone, and so I finally got tired of it, and so I just let my phone go. Couldn't afford it. Rogers Mobility cut me off, and so when I went to go pay for it, like 4, 5, 6 months later, I think I paid for it. I can't remember if it was before or after he passed away, but I ended up having to change that phone number. I think I paid for it before he passed away, and so I had no contact with him, and so like I said, I learned a true lesson. A valuable lesson, through living with this man. So Will I ever get into another relationship? I don't think so. I think I'm happier by myself. I'm actually making future plans so I can, I'd mention it in another video. I want to buy myself a farm, go out and go live on this farm by myself. It's scary, but I have to, how do you say, I have to teach my girls to be able to live without me. It's enough they're living without their dad. I have to teach my girls to be able to live without me. So I'm trying all my hardest to be able to. I found a little piece of farmland out on the outskirts of the city. I mentioned that into another video, and all I want to do now is just be by myself. I just want to live alone. I just want to, how do you say, I just want to live in a peace and quiet place where I don't have to worry about listening to anybody get mad at me over things. I just want to be able to, live life on my own terms. And if isolation is what it's going to take for me to be able to, I want to be able to keep healing. I don't want to be able to, get into another one of these kinds of relationships. My husband was abusive enough. I don't want to have to find somebody and find out that they are worse than my husband was. I've come across a couple of narcissistic people already, and that was not fun. It just turns me off, being with people like that. Peopling, how do you say, peopling? Turns me off. All I want to do is just live alone now. So, but anyway, I guess I'll end this video because I got tomorrow's video I gotta do. I'll get this video up and post it. I'm not going to cut this video up at all, so you're going to get all my ohs and ums and all my static, my breaks. You're going to get all that in this video. I apologize for that. But anyway, I'll end this video. So if you're going through things like that, take care of yourselves. Do whatever you're going through. Keep going, or whatever you're going through, keep going. If you have anything to say about the video, please leave a comment. Feel free to share my videos. It doesn't bother me for you to share them. That's what I make these videos for. This book is all about codependency. So if this is number 27, I have all of this many videos to make, so I'll be here for the rest of the year creating these types of videos. I'm trying to create other videos. Even though they're happening slowly, they'll be happening. But anyway, take care of yourselves. Self-love is a good thing. That was a thing I had to learn. It's not selfish being loving yourself, doing things for yourself, drinking plenty of water. That's part of self-love. Eating good food. My orange has been sitting here for a couple days. Going for a walk. I didn't go for a walk at all today. I wanted to, but I just tired. Just tired all day today. My baby daughter went out today. She had a doctor's appointment today. It did not end well. I'm not going to go into it because that's not my business to advertise on this channel. But my daughter received some news today. It wasn't good. It was all surprise news that we all took as a surprise. But if you're going through your own experiences with a narcissistic person, I suggest you try and get out of those relationships. If you have kids, that's why I had to leave my hubby, because I didn't want to expose my kids to this behavior. Unfortunately, it's a little bit too late for that. We're just learning to go with the flow. You're getting a lot more ums and ahs from me, so I guess I'll cut this video. Take care of yourselves. Be good to yourselves. Self-love is a good thing. Don't let nobody tell you anything. Don't let anybody tell you differently. Self-love is not a selfish thing, so don't let nobody tell you differently. I guess I'll end this video. So I'll see you in the next video. Have yourselves a good night, and you'll see me in the next video. Have a good night. Take care of yourselves. Be good. Bye.